Yo, Darious Britt here, and today we are reviewing the short film The Flying Man, directed by Marcus Alquerez. The Flying Man is a 9.5 minute-ish sci-fi short film, but it's also kind of a genre bender because it clearly falls within the realm of the superhero genre, but it also has elements of horror. Very interesting. Haven't seen that done too many times before. Marcus Alquerez is a VFX artist who moved into directing. He's worked on VFX for movies like 300 and Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Short synopsis. So there's a dude flying around killing criminals because he has no moral compass, and then we follow around these two guys who are about to do something dirty, and they're gonna meet the flying dude because they're criminals. If you haven't seen it yet, you should definitely check that out before you watch this, because I might spoil it, so I'll leave a link in the description section so you can go over there, throw some eyeballs at it, come back, and we can talk about it. Alright, let's get into it. The title, The Flying Man. Well, anybody who's into either sci-fi or superhero films is probably going to want to check it out based off the title alone. That's an example of a title that has a direct appeal to its target audience. Very nice. Plot structures. Setup. There's this dude that's flying around without a cape. He seems to be going after the criminal underground, killing them in gnarly ways. Our protagonist Mike and a buddy grab some food, talk about the flying dude. They're scared because they might be next. Inciting incident happens before we actually meet Mike. He and his buddy are on a job, it's dirty. Rising action. Mike and his buddy prep to do the job. Mike's buddy brings a gun that's not supposed to be there, all while we keep hearing sounds of flying above, and then the job kicks off. Climax. Just as our protagonist Mike has a change of heart, the flying man decimates the lead car and then takes down Mike and his buddy. Resolution. Mike wakes up safe and unharmed in the hospital, saved by the flying man. He takes a peek out of the window and sees this. So this short, in my opinion, has a few things going for it, one of them being the sinister take on the superhero genre. This flying dude is straight up killing mofos in gruesome ways. That's awesome. Now that's one way to mix it up a little bit. I like the found footage approach they took with telling parts of the story. It almost has kind of a mockumentary feel to it, and it helps set this film apart from other films in the superhero genre. In the beginning, we see footage of the flying man and news reports and hear of his exploits over radio, communications, etc, etc. Sort of makes it feel real. The rest of the short is more traditional, nothing special, but the real world feeling set up from the beginning of the film carries right on over into the rest of it. I wasn't a huge fan of the musical score. I think it definitely works in the atmospheric parts of the short, but in scenes like this, little generic. For me, the biggest accomplishment is the suspense. It sort of has the classic cops and robbers setup. We hear that there is a vigilante killing criminals in the beginning, cop, and then we meet our protagonist, who's a criminal, robbers. Well, there's no mystery about what happens next, right? Obviously, they're on a collision course. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. They've shown us the ticking time bomb, and we are waiting for it to explode. Mike and his buddy grab food and talk about the job they're about to do. Meanwhile, Mike's scared of the flying dude. Foreshadow. Then there's a gun involved that wasn't supposed to be there. Building, raising the stakes. It's getting more criminal. It's gonna happen. On top of that, we keep hearing the sound of something flying overhead, adding to Mike's paranoia. We're waiting for it. I know this flying dude is gonna come. And then when he finally does, it's like out of nowhere. For that 6-minute portion of the film, it just kept building to this inevitable outcome that we all knew was coming. That's how you build suspense. Now, this is clearly a visual effects inspired film, seeing as the director was once a VFX artist, but in this case, the premise clearly outshines the visual effects for once. So who's it for? Well, if you're into superhero movies, then you might like it. It's definitely different, has a more sinister take on it. If you're into sci-fi films, again, you also might like it. But if you're looking for something that's spreading social awareness about an important issue or something, you're probably not gonna dig it. This falls more on the purely entertainment side of things. Hate it or love it, leave a comment in the comment section and let me know what you thought. Well, that's all I got for you. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like, subscribe. You can find me on the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, or the Twitter, baby. You can also catch me on my second YouTube channel, Darious Britt, where I vlog about my adventures on the film fest circuit, my feature-length film Unsound, live casting, etc, etc. I do believe that's all I got for you. D-Britt out. Booyah!